The Grand Theft Auto series and the company behind it, Rockstar Games, are undoubtedly behemoths in the gaming space, both in part due to the quality of the releases, and also due to the exponential popularity of each release stacking up, one after another after another. From GTA 1, yes, I am including those ones, to GTA 5, each game has been a massive improvement on the previous in ways that feel almost immeasurably ginormous. 1 to 2 expanded the scope, 2 to 3 went 3D, 3 to Vice City was story, Vice to San Andreas had a bigger world and the best story of that generation, San Andreas to 4 went realistic, and from 4 to 5 it pretty much scooped up everything I just mentioned and exploded all of them into kaiju-sized versions of themselves. It is without a doubt that the games that Rockstar makes almost always break the mold and become gaming staples in and amongst themselves. Besides the first two, each GTA and even Red Dead games, besides somewhat, each of them are absolutely adored to the levels of how people love things like Interstellar, The Godfather, hallmarks of their respective medium. And if I were a company like that, where pretty much anything I would make would do absolute gangbusters and be revered for months, years, hell, even decades to come, I too would get a big ego out of it.
And that's precisely my problem.
GTA 5 releasing garnered roughly $1 billion within its first week, and the total lifetime of its live service component, GTA Online, has racked up a measly $5 billion, between 2 to 5 times the expected budget of GTA 6, has put Rockstar's reputation into orbit, allowing them to have a near infinite money generator through online, and the ability to conjure any game with as much unnecessary bullshit you can imagine. Like, yeah, we get it, Red Dead 2's realistic. Why should I care about horseball? This unbreakable reputation, teamed with the fact that they remain the biggest AAA game company out there, makes them easily the best candidate to shake up the status quo. Hell, arguably, they're the reason so many games post-2013 tried online or some sort of live service slash microtransaction component to their games. It's because they wanted lightning to strike twice. Or even why you saw a good few games after GTA 4's 2 big expansions came out decided to have their own couple sets of big expansions, like The Witcher 3, Skyrim, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, some other Bethesda game. Bottom line, Rockstar simply making a game is capable of sending shockwaves throughout the industry, both in game design and economical aspects. GTA 6 stands to be the next wave. It's a doozy. If the game industry were the Titanic, GTA 6 has the possibility to be the iceberg, which is exactly why I kind of want GTA 6 to fail, among other reasons. But what do I mean by this exactly? Let me explain. As it stands now, GTA 6 is setting up to be a monumental but also controversial release. The game will be strictly digital. The game's standard and deluxe editions will settle for $80 to $100 USD respectively, and it will be restricting and paywalling single-player content, even if that content is cosmetic or trivial at best. Rockstar and GTA's reputation allows them to almost get away with these type of anti-consumer practices. Many people not even batting an eye when hearing what they'll be getting in the deluxe edition and just simply thinking, ooh, more stuff, and not, they're stripping stuff away for $20 more. For point one, we'll just simply call it anti-consumer game design. When GTA 6 releases and makes such an enormous profit, which it inadvertently will, it also inadvertently will send a message to other companies that stripping basic and even single-player content and packaging it up for more money is perfectly okay. And in doing so, will eventually tell those same companies, especially the evil ones, that they're allowed to get bolder, because it only matters if they can get away with it. And that is exactly what GTA 6 and its success will tell everyone. If you're big enough or successful enough, you can get away with it. A tale as old as time. Boy, what a message to take away from point one. Point two, the digital dilemma. Nobody is unaware of the fact that GTA 6 will be strictly digital only. No physical disc, any physical cases in physical stores will be no more than just a code tucked away inside of a cover art box, little more than a glorified art display. Not long after that announcement, PlayStation announced that they themselves, as a whole, will also not be doing physical discs starting 2028, giving us a year and a half until half of the console space no longer deals with physicals. PlayStation is also responsible for new and stupid pricing systems, like dynamic pricing, which gives people not buying stuff on PlayStation often a copious amount of discounts. acting as an almost lure, and those frequenting the PlayStation Store will be stuck with the typical prices for the same content, which honestly feels like a last-ditch effort type of pricing system. You get better prices the less you're in our shops. Oh, and they also had a sizable PSN, PlayStation Network, outage, and in that time, digital games were unable to be accessed and played across their whole platform. Weird. It's almost like if you restrict games to only working through your servers, when your servers go down, no one can play. And this all happened on a random, unsuspecting Friday. I sure hope there isn't a sudden influx of people getting online simultaneously at exactly 12 a.m., November 19th, 2026. GTA 6, and undoubtedly the entire Rockstar catalog, is probably best experienced and most well known for being experienced on a PlayStation console. From 3 to 5 and all in between, the marketing and system tuning heavily favors PlayStation as the best way to play it, meaning there is a strong relation between them, obviously. Should GTA 6 experience a type of, even just a financial bust that would shake up the likes of Rockstar, that type of shockwave mentioned before would hopefully reverberate over to PlayStation and make them reconsider some unfortunate decision making in order to regain some PR and in keeping their player base on their platform. Point 3, and probably my biggest gripe with everybody, budgeting. A video game should not cost $1 billion. Budgeting game productions have been a rampant problem, with every AAA game deciding, in an especially terrible economy mind you, to make games that cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make, maybe even hundreds of thousands to maintain over long periods of time, such as online or live service games, and all the while doing so for a player base that, 1, never cared about what you're making to begin with, 2, are dumbfounded to even hear that a game coming out is barely worth playing for free, let alone $40, or 3, hated it from the very start. All the while, execs and developers are itching to have cast the widest net possible while spending a bajillion dollars to make a game that nobody gives a shit about, let alone spending money on, which inevitably kills several studios. Hell, it's nuking Xbox. Asha Sharman is making half of the damn company look like the Manhattan Project because of their absurd spending of project budgets. Any and every AAA game in the respective studio publisher that I could mention, each game they release could always safely cost somewhere at or past $50 million, with 75% of them exceeding $100 to $150 million. And those that manage to somehow net a big release day, with millions of copies sold, tons and tons of players coming in and playing it day in, day out, widespread critic acclaim, the whole kit and caboodle, they'd still only manage to break even, which, I don't know if you heard this, is not a profit. These games are supposed to make money and be good games as well, which it's hard for either of the things to be accomplished when you bloat the budget so big and so wide. Which brings me to GTA 6's Duke Nukem levels of, holy fuck, that number's huge, budget. $1 billion minimum? That is a laundering scheme. Do I think they're building some insane tech solely for GTA 6? Absolutely. Do I think it will be absolutely necessary? No. The bloat in everyone's budget is from one thing, really. Realism. Every big game wants to look so realistic and be super real, even if the game itself has no real justification for it at all. Why can't I see the pores and his war trench deep forehead creases in this guy's face, and the gunplay still reeks of basic PS3 doo-doo fart? Point is, GTA 6 is $1 billion, probably even somewhere close to $3 billion when all is said and done, and it's the closest we've ever visually seen to photorealism in a mainstream structured form. And I can guarantee you it's still going to be the same tried and true gameplay since 2001. So while I was looking up the day GTA 3 came out, in order to make that reference there a second ago, I came across one of those people also ask tabs on there, and is GTA 3 okay for a 12-year-old boy? To which the overview so helpfully responded, no, GTA 3 is generally not recommended for a 12-year-old. Thanks a lot, Google. Always trust you to spell out the obvious. If GTA 6 were to fail by some possible measure, which, if it does come out to be $1 to $3 billion cost of a game, is actually more plausible than you think, by like 1%. That will be the biggest signal for the downfall of AAA gaming. By that I mean, indies and AA studios will be more than just getting a resurgence. They will be the new sliced bread. Because companies will see their most unsinkable ship take a toll by the way of the budget iceberg, and hopefully realize that following in that manner will take them all down as well. Rockstar has GTA Online. If it even were to fail the budget of GTA 6, GTA Online would just need like a year and a half to recoup the costs. You'd probably need like a fraction of the effort. Other companies, though, they don't have that infinite money generator that R-Star has. Yeah, I call them R-Star. We're on nickname terms now. If they were to have ever taken a blunder that size, if they ever filed for bankruptcy, it'd probably hit the economy more than the 2008 housing crisis. Hopefully, then, these companies would consider less expensive scope games, less expensive studios, or, and here's the kicker, no more live service games. I'm looking at you, PlayStation. No more High Guards. No more Marvel's Avengers. No more Overwatch 2, but not really. No more Concords. Nothing. Okay, so, to recap, I want GTA 6 to fail because it'll tell them and other companies not to paywall basic necessary components of a game into deluxe packages or whatever may have you. It'll act as a warning to other companies not to be so hard queuing for a digital-only landscape, especially if you're relying on servers for the biggest piece of consumable media in history. And it'll hopefully start the trend of telling everyone not to spend a bajillion dollars on a single game, or to not be focused on attention to detail. That last one, that's probably the reason games cost so much and why no one buys things physically anymore. Because who the hell is gonna go and buy or burn multiple discs worth of spaghetti code and inane attention to detail pieces in person, when any average dweeb can just sit in his chair while his 1 megabyte a century speed Spectrum Wi-Fi downloads 700 gigabytes worth of procedurally generated poop piles scattered throughout all of Vice City while they sit and stare at, are you kidding me? What? The next one comes out in a couple months. How are they still making these? And you know what? I'm going to throw in another point as a freebie. Point 4. Work culture. Rockstar as a company, being as massive and nigh invincible as it is... Shoot. Get out of here. They are also terrible to work with. Gaming as a business is not new to the likes of crunch culture. However, being a more recent medium brought into the world, it has the least legal safeguards, unions, just general support all around. And Rockstar seems to have taken advantage of that. As GTA 6 fast approaches, and even before the first official reveal had ever even dropped, employees working at Rockstar have noted and made it explicitly clear that they have been throttled. From accusations of ignoring gender pay gap, lawsuits regarding possible union bustings, and even having crunch culture, an unwritten rule that has turned many a workplace into a war zone, being baked into their contracts. Rockstar has, supposedly, done a lot to change their old frat boy work culture, and while I obviously can't say much to support that, Jason Schreier from Bloomberg, who's pretty much a veteran in gaming journalism, states that sources close to the studio do their best to incorporate the new style of their work culture into their products. Hence why we're even able to get the likes of Lucia, a Latina character, as a main cast member and not just a sideline character. But it seems like their fixes are seemingly only superficial in nature, and while Rockstar and their parent company Take-Two Interactive claim that their union busting claims are false and happen due to sharing of company and product details that were meant to be shared publicly, for a company that has been leading the fight for anti-consumer in-house work culture practices, tied with Naughty Dog for crunch habits and only second to Blizzard for the Cosby Suite, I have my reservations. Not to the Cosby Suite. I didn't proofread my script before reading this. Anyhow, Rockstar and GTA 6 being commercially a blunder would do wonders for the unions to put up a stronger fight. The negative PR from such a financial hit would hit their reputation. The in-house teams would also back the unions for their own self-interest being with the company, not to mention those wanting better and safer contracts from the biggest gaming company in the world, and in doing so, their internal work culture can hopefully upgrade from frat boy to decent adult work culture. Now, I'm not stupid. I am aware that this entire video has been a what-if scenario. I'm also entirely aware that a game like GTA 6, as massive as it is almost entirely impossible to fail. Although I do think the current economic state and the issues regarding physical and pricing don't exactly help its case. I am simply speaking about my perspective about the outlook for this game to not be a gigantic hit, that it undoubtedly will be. And it's not even an entirely honest perspective either. I'm a hypocrite. You want to know why? Because I pre-ordered the damn game. I didn't get the deluxe edition though, like you chudlets out there. I mean, if the game's as massive as it sounds, how often are you gonna mess around with that $20 extra worth of content? What? Haircuts, shirts, car mods? Really? You'll probably be too busy spending your time running over civilians and crocodiles, like a normal person. But yeah, as much as I too am excited for the game, and believe me, I'm shaking in my boots at the thought, what GTA 6 stands to do to the industry that I have enjoyed for all of my life is far too great for me not to have developed an opinion and my own perspective, and even my own delusional outcome for the mighty fall. And I just wanted to get on my tiny soapbox and jut this out there on the internet for the 7 people that aren't my old roommates and friends that watch 4 seconds in and click off to ruin my retention rate. Thanks, by the way. Dick. Anywho, to summarize, Rockstar sucks. GTA 6 is probably going to be terrible. I hate you. You suck. Goodbye.